Jeffrey Young, Reinventing Your Life, the breakthrough program to end negative behavior and feel great again. In Reinventing Your Life, Jeffrey Young presents an insightful guide to breaking free from self-defeating life traps that stem from childhood experiences. This book will help you recognize and understand the life patterns that keep you trapped, such as deep-seated fears of abandonment, feelings of defectiveness, or unrelenting standards. Through Michelle's story, you'll witness how unresolved childhood traumas can insidiously shape adult relationships and self-perception. The book introduces 11 life traps and the fundamental needs that, when unmet during childhood, lead to these ingrained patterns. You'll also discover transformative strategies to identify and escape these traps, using a blend of therapeutic approaches. Whether you recognize just one or several of these life traps in yourself, this resource promises actionable steps to achieve emotional freedom and greater well-being.
Breaking life traps. Michelle's story is defined by the shadows of her past, casting a poignant reflection on the painful echoes of her childhood. Growing up with an alcoholic mother who frequently vanished into days-long drinking binges left Michelle grappling with anxiety and uncertainty. Even when her mother was physically present, she was emotionally absent, leaving Michelle without the nurturing or stability that every child needs. Fast forward to adulthood, and Michelle finds herself entrenched in a hauntingly similar scenario with her partner, Thomas. At 31, Michelle yearns for commitment and marriage, yet Thomas remains elusive. 10 years of a tumultuous, on-again, off-again relationship marked by 3 significant breakups. Each separation plunges Michelle into a tumult of raw emotions, gripping panic, immobilizing sorrow, and blistering rage. Her life with Thomas is a cyclical dance with fear, a persistent dread that he will vanish just like her mother did, leaving her abandoned once more. Michelle's struggle exemplifies a profound psychological concept known as the abandonment life trap. Life traps, they suggest, are insidious patterns rooted in childhood experiences that involuntarily shape our adult lives. For Michelle, the trap was set early by the emotional abandonment of her parents. Despite understanding the damage, she unknowingly recreates this neglect with Thomas, locking herself in a cycle of dependency and fear. These life traps are formidable adversaries, influencing our actions and emotions in ways that can lead to self-destructive tendencies. Triggering intense emotions such as anger, anxiety, and sadness, they bind us with the illusion of familiar attractions that only perpetuate our internal turmoil. Michelle's deep-rooted connection with Thomas, though tumultuous, feels irresistibly magnetic, an embodiment of her abandonment trap. Yet, amidst this bleakness, there is a glimmer of hope. The journey to liberation begins with acknowledgement, naming the life trap that ensnares you. With this recognition, the path to healing unfolds, though it is not uncommon to face multiple life traps simultaneously, each one weighing its destructive toll. As the narrative unraveled, it hints at the exploration of 11 life traps and the typical childhood experiences that birth them. The forthcoming sections will delve deeper into these traps, urging readers to introspect and identify not only the dominant patterns but also the less apparent ones, encouraging a transformative reckoning with the past. Escaping life's traps. Imagine your life as a garden where certain essential nutrients help you thrive into a balanced adult. Safety, connection, autonomy, self-esteem, self-expression, and realistic limits are these vital elements. When they are present, you blossom. But if they're missing, you might fall into life's traps, derailing personal growth and fulfillment. If childhood lacks safety and security, you might stumble into an abandonment trap, like Michelle. This comes with a fear of betrayal so strong that it pushes you away from close relationships, believing others will inevitably hurt or exploit you. Connection is another crucial seed. Without it, emotional nourishment and understanding wither, leading to emotional deprivation or social exclusion traps. This is akin to always feeling unloved by family or like an outsider among peers, causing self-sabotage in forming new connections. Some parents, aiming to protect, may overstep and stifle their child's autonomy. This can lead to the dependence trap, an inability to handle life's basic tasks alone, or the vulnerability trap, a paralyzing fear of impending doom. Self-esteem, too, plays a key role. Criticism during childhood can birth the defectiveness trap, where one feels deeply flawed and unworthy of love, or the failure trap, where achievements never seem to measure up against peers. Moving further, a lack of self-expression, stifled by guilt from not meeting one's needs, can lead to the subjugation trap. Alternatively, one might fall into unrelenting standards, manifested as an obsessive focus on achieving lofty status symbols or meeting impossible standards set since youth. Some families set no realistic boundaries, leading to the entitlement trap, a perpetual expectation that one's desires are paramount and must be instantly fulfilled, disregarding others' needs. Finding oneself in any of these traps is alarmingly easy, yet escaping them is challenging, often leading people to unhealthy coping mechanisms. Real change requires understanding these traps, recognizing their impact, and consciously cultivating the missing nutrients in your life's garden. Navigating life traps. Growing up in the same environment doesn't mean experiencing it the same way. Take two siblings in an abusive household, one might fight against their circumstances while the other becomes passive. This divergence can be influenced by temperament or parental roles within the home. Our personalities shape our responses to life's pitfalls, particularly defective life traps. 3 common responses are surrendering, avoiding, and counterattacking. Meet Sam, Bobby, and Alex, 3 individuals entangled in their own defective life traps. Each, however, navigates this inner conflict differently. Sam, a 20-year-old college student, embodies surrender. He's painfully self-conscious, stumbling over his words and apologizing excessively. Having grown up in a family that constantly belittled him, his adult life mirrors his childhood experiences. By undermining himself and distancing from those who show kindness, Sam ensures a life where he perpetually feels inferior, as if caught in the cruel perpetuity of his past. Contrast this with Bobby, who takes solace in avoidance. At 40, Bobby leans on drinking to escape his feelings of inadequacy. Never forming close connections, including with his wife, he prefers the superficial camaraderie of bar acquaintances. Hidden behind his denial is the shadow of a domineering father, the root of his unacknowledged low self-esteem. It is through therapy that Bobby begins to confront these buried issues, illustrating how avoidance often prolongs inner suffering. Then there's Alex, who chooses counterattack as his modus operandi. He projects confidence with a lavish lifestyle and surrounds himself with people who affirm his superiority. By marrying an unassertive partner and cultivating sycophantic friendships, Alex masks his childhood wounds of devaluation and neglect. While his surface success might parallel that of prosperous actors or public figures, a deep-seated feeling of defectiveness simmers beneath his polished exterior. Perhaps you identify with aspects of Sam, Bobby, or Alex, or even all 3. Luckily, the path doesn't end in these destructive patterns. There are healthier alternatives to breaking free from the life traps that tether us to our pasts. Through these stories, one learns that understanding and overcoming personal life traps is possible, offering freedom from their cycles. Breaking life's chains. Picture Michelle, a 31-year-old woman tangled in the grip of the abandonment life trap, unable to find solidity with her noncommittal boyfriend, Thomas. During a tumultuous breakup, she stumbled upon life trap therapy, a transformative blend of psychoanalytic, experiential, cognitive, pharmacological, and behavioral techniques designed to unravel such psychological snares. While the method appears straightforward, its execution demands perseverance and courage, commencing with a crucial first step: identify your life trap. Michelle recognized her captivity in the abandonment trap, a revelation shared by many embarking on this therapeutic journey. She realized these issues stemmed from childhood, sparking the second step, where diving into the depths of early memories becomes essential. This stage involves tender communication with your inner child, offering words of comfort, advice, and empathy, an exercise often initially met with skepticism but widely appreciated for its profound impact. The third step challenges entrenched beliefs by constructing a case against the life trap. This process involves listing the reasons for its existence versus reasons to refute it, moving from resignation to a place of potential freedom. For Michelle, compiling a list of people who had stayed by her side and recognizing how she inadvertently pushed Thomas away provided a clearer perspective. It's crucial here to question whether your belief in the life trap's pros is genuine or the result of childhood conditioning. Step 4 introduces a cathartic exercise, writing letters to those who facilitated the creation of your life trap, such as parents or peers. Although sending these letters is optional, the act of writing itself offers a safe outlet for emotions like anger and sadness. Moving forward, Step 5 entails an honest evaluation of the life trap's pervasive impact, paired with strategies for change. Michelle documented not just her dynamic with Thomas but also her interactions with friends, acknowledging her fear-driven clinginess and outlining possibilities for healthier relationships. Progressing to Step 6, the goal is to break recurring patterns identified earlier, starting with manageable changes. Michelle, for example, chose to grant her friends more space, learning to remain composed even when calls were not promptly returned. The final step urges perseverance, embracing resilience in the ongoing battle against life traps. This journey is undoubtedly demanding, yet relentlessly challenging, and dismantling self-destructive patterns leads to profound personal liberation.
By delving into the foundational aspects of life traps, Reinventing Your Life empowers readers with the knowledge and tools necessary for profound personal change. The journey begins with identifying your specific life traps and understanding their roots in childhood experiences. Young advocates for confronting these patterns through a comprehensive therapeutic approach, including self-reflection, emotional processing, and behavioral change. This book equips you to dismantle the self-destructive cycles that constrain your personal growth and relationships, offering a path toward rewriting your narrative. With perseverance and the outlined strategies, you can challenge and defeat the limiting beliefs that have hindered your happiness and development, setting the stage for a more fulfilling and liberated life.